Assalamualaikum, I'm Shangita Ahmed welcoming you all to News at 10 on BTVB, BTV World and BTV Chattogram Centre. You've just heard the headlines and now on to the rest of the news. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina urged the Marine cadets to work with honesty, efficiency and dutifulness to further brighten the country's image abroad through their knowledge which they attend in the training. The Premier was addressing Mujib Borsho graduation parade of the 55th batch cadets of Bangladesh Marine Academy in Chattogram, joining it from Ganabhavan through video conference this morning. Terming life of the Marines as challenging, the Prime Minister said Marine cadets will have to develop themselves as competent and qualified to keep pace with this competitive world. In this regard, she put emphasis on taking international standard training to flourish their capability and asked the Marines to work sincerely, abiding by the country's law and order. In her speech, Sheikh Hasina elaborated various steps of the government for the development of the Marine Academy and hoped that its acceptance and reputation would further be increased in the days ahead.
এই একাডেমিকে সম্পূর্ণভাবে পূর্ণাঙ্গ রূপ আমরা দিতে যাচ্ছি যাতে আমাদের ক্যাডেটরা আন্তর্জাতিক মানের ট্রেনিং নিয়ে তাদের দায়িত্ব পালন করতে পারে দেশে বিদেশে নিজ দায়িত্ব সততা দক্ষতা ও কর্তব্যনিষ্ঠার সাথে পালন করতে হবে যাতে বিদেশে বাংলাদেশের ভাবমূর্তি উজ্জ্বল হয় নতুন জীবনে পদার্পণ করবেন সেখানে দেশে বিদেশে দেশের মান রক্ষা করে চলতে হবে আর সেই সাথে সাথে যখন যে দেশে যাবে আমাদের সভ্যতা আমাদের কৃষ্টি আমাদের সংস্কৃতি সেটাও আদান প্রদান করতে পারবে বা অন্য জায়গা থেকে ভালো কিছু শিক্ষা নিয়ে আসতে হবে
State Minister for Shipping Khalid Mahmood Chaudhary and Secretary of the Ministry Misbauddin Chaudhary also spoke, joining the event through video conference. Earlier, on behalf of the Prime Minister, State Minister for Shipping handed over President Gold Medal and Bangladesh Shipping Corporation Award among two Marine cadets for their best performances in the respective categories. Awami League General Secretary and Road Transport and Bridges Minister Obaidul Qadir has said the family of the father of the nation, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, is a symbol of honesty, talent and courage in the history of the country's politics. Obaidul Qadir was speaking at a discussion today at Krishibid Institute in the capital, marking the founding anniversary of Sheikh Russell Jatiyo Shishu Kishor Porishad. He joined the program from his official residence through video conferencing. The Awami League General Secretary said Bangabandhu is for all and upholding his ideals means showing respect to the values of the country and its independence. The founding president of the organization, Rakibur Rahman, presided over the program. Fisheries and Livestock Minister S.M. Rizal Karim, Awami League Office Secretary Barrister Biplab Borua, Secretary General of Sheikh Russell Jatiyo Shishu Kishor Porishad, Mahmudus Samad Chaudhary and Organizing Secretary K.M. Shohidullah also spoke.
সরকার বঙ্গবন্ধু জন্মশতবার্ষিকী এবং স্বাধীনতার সুবর্ণ জয়ন্তী পালন উপলক্ষে বিভিন্ন কর্মসূচি পালন করবে 7ই মার্চ এবং 7ই জুন হচ্ছে সবচেয়ে গুরুত্বপূর্ণ বাক পরিবর্তনের মাইল ফলক এই দুটি দিবসকে যারা অস্বীকার করে তারা স্বাধীনতাকেই প্রকারান্তরে অস্বীকার করে তারা প্রকারান্তরে আমাদের মুক্তিযুদ্ধকে অস্বীকার করে আমি আজকের প্রজন্মকে বঙ্গবন্ধু পরিবার থেকে শিক্ষা নেওয়ার পাশাপাশি নিজেদের ক্যারিয়ার গঠনে সচেষ্ট হওয়ার আহ্বান জানাচ্ছি
Information Minister Dr. Hassan Mahmood has said a group of bigots are making mischievous efforts to hit the culture, history and tradition of the country by misinterpreting religion. He was speaking at a program at the Secretariat today organized to unveil the cover of a book. Politician Mohammad Aminul Islam compiled it, titled Shontrash Noy, Shompritir Dharmo Islam. Dr. Hassan Mahmood says the religion-based evil politics took root at the hands of Ziaur Rahman after 1975.
ধর্মকে ব্যবহার করে অপরাজনীতি সেটি 1975 সালের 15 আগস্টের পরে শুরু হয়েছিল এবং সেটির প্রধান পৃষ্ঠপোষক ছিলেন জিয়াউর রহমান, বিএনপির প্রতিষ্ঠাতা। আজকেও বিএনপি যে কথাগুলো বলে, চারপাশে জঙ্গিদের রেখে জঙ্গি পরিবেষ্টিত হয়ে তখন তারা এই কথাগুলো বলে। যখন এই কথাগুলো বলে তখন 20 দলীয় ঐক্যজোট, তারা যখন কথা বলে আশেপাশে সেই নেতারা থাকে যারা স্লোগান দিয়েছে বা দেয় যে আমরা সবাই তালেবান, বাংলা হবে আফগান। আজকে জঙ্গি দমনের ক্ষেত্রে মাননীয় প্রধানমন্ত্রীর নেতৃত্বে বাংলাদেশ যে সক্ষমতা দেখিয়েছে অনেক উন্নত রাষ্ট্র সেটি দেখাতে পারেনি। বাংলাদেশে যদি বিএনপি জঙ্গিদের এইভাবে পৃষ্ঠপোষকতা না দিত বা জঙ্গি গোষ্ঠীর সাথে নিয়ে রাজনীতি না করত, জঙ্গিকে আমরা আজকে দমন করতে সক্ষম হয়েছি। বিএনপি যদি পৃষ্ঠপোষকতা না দিত পুরোপুরি নির্মূল করা সম্ভবপর হতো।
Earlier, the Information Minister joined the launching program of Business Insider newspaper at Karon Bazar in the capital. He was called upon the newspaper outlets of the country to play roles in making social values alongside depicting development activities. Dr. Hassan Mahmood says Bangladesh has tackled the coronavirus successfully in the last 1 year, and it has been possible due to the strong leadership of Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina. He says the government is working not only for material development but also for building a humanitarian nation.
এই গত 1 বছরে করোনা মোকাবেলা করার ক্ষেত্রে যে সক্ষমতা আমরা প্রদর্শন করতে সক্ষম হয়েছি মাননীয় প্রধানমন্ত্রী শেখ হাসিনার নেতৃত্বে, সেটি অক্সফোর্ড ইউনিভার্সিটির একটি গবেষণায় বলা হচ্ছে বাংলাদেশ এই উপমহাদেশের মধ্যে সবার চেয়ে সক্ষমভাবে করোনার টিকা দেওয়ার ক্ষেত্রে সক্ষমতা দেখাতে সক্ষম হয়েছে। সমস্ত সমালোচনাকে পেছনে ফেলে, সমস্ত সমালোচকদের মুখে চুনকালি দিয়ে আমরা কিন্তু করোনার টিকা সঠিকভাবে আমরা দিতে পারছি। মানুষ বিপুল উৎসাহে নিচ্ছে এবং যারা সমালোচনা করেছিলেন তারাও নিচ্ছে, তাদেরকে আমি অভিনন্দন জানাই। আমাদের লক্ষ্য হচ্ছে একটি উন্নত রাষ্ট্র গঠনের পাশাপাশি একটি উন্নত জাতীয় গঠন করা, যেখানে মানবিকতা থাকবে, যেখানে সামাজিক মূল্যবোধ অনেক গভীরে প্রথিত থাকবে, যেখানে পারিবারিক মূল্যবোধের অবক্ষয় হবে না।
Meanwhile, Information Minister Dr. Hassan Mahmood said a separate education channel of BTV will be launched for students soon. He told this a review meeting of progress of annual development program at Secretariat today. State Minister for Information Dr. Murad Hassan, Information Secretary Khaja Mia, Principal Information Officer Surat Kumar Sarkar, Director General of BTV Sohrab Hussain and high officials of different offices of Information Ministry were present. Dr. Hassan Mahmood directed the concerned officials to complete the task of projects of ADP in time. The 12th anniversary of the atrocities of carnage at the Pilkhana BDR headquarters in the capital was observed today. A total of 74 people, including 57 army officers, were killed in the carnage on this day in 2009. President Mohammad Abdul Hamid and Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina placed wreaths on the occasion. Military Secretary Major General S.M. Salahuddin Islam placed wreaths on behalf of the President, while Military Secretary Major General Naqib Ahmed Chaudhry placed wreaths on behalf of Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina at the Bonani graveyard in Dhaka this morning. Later, Home Minister Asaduzzaman Khan, Chief of Army Staff General Aziz Ahmed, Acting Chief of Naval Staff Rear Admiral M. Abu Ashraf and Chief of Air Staff Air Chief Marshal Moshiuzzaman Serniabat placed wreaths in memory of assassinated Army and BDR persons who were assassinated by some misguided BDR personnel at Pilkhana BDR camp in Dhaka on the 25th of February 12 years ago. Besides, Senior Secretary of Home Ministry Mustafa Kamaluddin and Director General of the BDR Major General Muhammad Safinul Islam also placed wreaths on the occasion. Later, members of the martyred family and BDR placed wreaths to the memories of the assassinated Army and BDR officers on 25th February, Pilkhana mutiny. A 1-minute silence was observed on the occasion. Later, special prayers were offered seeking salvation of the departed souls of the martyred Army and BDR officers in 2009. And now viewers will go for a short break. We'll be back after. Welcome back to the 10 o'clock news bulletin. And now on to international news. Supporters of Myanmar's military, some armed with knives and clubs, others firing catapults and throwing stones, attacked opponents of the February 1 coup as protests against the new junta continued in the country's largest city. Myanmar has been in turmoil since the army seized power and detained civilian government leader Aung San Suu Kyi and much of her party leadership after the military complained of fraud in a November election. Protests and strikes have taken place daily for about 3 weeks, and students had planned to come out again in the commercial hub Yangon today. But before many coup opponents congregated, about 1,000 supporters of the military turned up for a rally in the city center. Some threatened news photographers, media workers and witnesses said scuffles soon escalated into some more serious violence in several parts of the city. At least 41 people drowned when their boat capsized in the central Mediterranean on Saturday, the latest shipwreck involving migrants and refugees fleeing conflict-stricken Libya and seeking a better life in Europe. The United Nations Migration and Refugee Agencies, IOM, and UNHCR said in a short statement yesterday that the drowned people were among at least 120 migrants on a dinghy that left Libya on February 18. According to testimonies gathered by the UNHCR, the dinghy started taking water about after 15 hours at sea, and 8 people died before a merchant vessel came to help. The vessel rescued the survivors and took them to the Sicilian port town of Porto Empedocle in Italy. The missing included 3 children and 4 women, one of whom left behind a newborn baby currently in Lampedusa. COVID-19 global health toll crosses 25 lakh 11,000, more than 11 crore 32 lakh 45,000 have been infected globally. More than 8 crore 88 lakh 18,000 people have recovered so far. The US is the current epicenter of the pandemic, has now 2 crore 89 lakh 74,000 confirmed cases and 5 lakh 18,000 deaths. 5 COVID-19 patients died in the country in the last 24 hours, taking the death toll from the pandemic to 8,384. The recovery count rose to 4,94,755 after another 957 recovered during the period. A press release of the Directorate General of Health Services confirmed this today. The tally of the infections rose to 5,44,954 with 410 new cases. Education Minister Dr. Dipu Moni has said an interministerial meeting will be held on Saturday next to take decision about opening of the secondary and higher secondary level education institutions. She said this while addressing a publication ceremony at International Mother Language Institute in the capital today. At the function, the Education Minister unveiled the cover of a new book, Bangabandhu Samaj o Rashtra Bhabona. Later, replying to a query from the journalist, Dr. Dipu Moni said there is a direction of Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina about opening of the secondary and higher secondary level educational institutions across the country. State Minister for Information Dr. Murad Hassan has said Jamalpur district has now turned into a developed and rich one by the time befitting policy and constant effort of the present government. He said this at a book publishing ceremony titled Somriddho Jamalpur o Mirza Azam, written by Muhammad Zakirul Islam at National Press Club Auditorium today. Journalist Abu Said presided over the program, while Bangomata Sheikh Faziluddin Nisa Mujib Science and Technology University Vice Chancellor Professor Dr. Syed Shamsuddin Ahmed, Jamalpur Shomiti Dhaka's Secretary General Group Captain retired Shafiqul Islam and Madarganj Shomiti Dhaka's Secretary General Advocate Zulfikar Ali Babul spoke, among others. And now news on sports. The Spanish giant Real Madrid left it late in their Champions League round of 16 clash against Atalanta for the crucial 1-0 win in Bergamo last night. Ferland Mendy scored his first ever European goal in the 85th minute, while a brilliant finish that saw him curling into one into the far corner. Meanwhile, Manchester City too recorded a win in their round of 16 Champions League clash as they beat Borussia Mönchengladbach by 2-0. India beat England by 10 wickets in the third test of 4 matches test series, while with the 3 days remaining in Ahmedabad today. With this victory, India are leading the series by 2-1. Chasing the small victory target of 49 runs, the hosts reached their target without any loss, only 7 overs, 4 balls in their second innings. Earlier, India started their second day's batting with the overnight score of 99 for 3 wickets. They were all out on 145 runs in their first innings. England were all out on 112 runs in their first innings and 81 runs in their second innings. And before we end tonight's bulletin, another look at the headlines. Brighten country's image abroad by performing duties with honesty, efficiency and dedication, says Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina while addressing cadets of Marine Academy at Mujib Borsho graduation parade. Bangabandhu family, the symbol of honesty, talent and courage in country's politics, says Obaidul Qadir. The section of religious fanatics trying to hurt country's culture and heritage through misinterpretation of religion, comments Information Minister Dr. Hassan Mahmood. 560 model mosques and cultural centers being built across the country, 50 to be inaugurated next month in first phase. Pro-military marchers wage armed attack on anti-military protesters in Yangon, Myanmar. And in UEFA Champions League, Real Madrid managed hard-fought victory over Atalanta. That's all from us for the moment. Our next news is at 11:30.